Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV's late night edition. It is currently 10 past 12 UK time. I'm here to talk about the last 24 hours in the West Ham world. Um, put your comments in if you're awake. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm wide awake. I've been out all day today. I thought I'd do a little video to talk about basically what happened yesterday and on the pitch, off the pitch, and even on E20, mate, when it was kicking off on the afterthought between me, Lucas, and Mitch. So yeah, smash a like the video, subscribe to the channel, goes a long way, really helps me, the boys out. Yesterday was just anger for me. I'm going to be honest. I can't accept this sort of wait to the summer, wait to see what players we get, and then go from there. I can't. I feel like people are using that excuse and saying about, well, these players have had three sets of managers and they've all been shit. I've got to disagree. I simply have. All right. Paqueta wasn't bad under Moyes. He wasn't. He had bad moments, and he had his final 6 months with Moyes was a little bit iffy. But West Ham had a good front three in Paqueta, Cudis, and Bowen. Under Lopetegui, was it the players or was it the manager? Like, for me, it's the player. It was the players not getting the right instructions from a manager that does fuck all. Do you know what I'm saying? Lopetegui and Potter. I don't even want to begin to start on that one. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to Sniffer, mate. 199 in the super chat. I really do appreciate it, mate. Trying to get this channel going is hard work at times, and a few quid here and there helps us out, mate. Do you know what I mean? Keep the channel alive, basically. Dazza says, what happened yesterday was shit, James. I agree, mate. I agree. I have some people telling me it's the players, and you can't say nothing about the manager. But this manager's cracking, ladies and gentlemen. And put your comments in. I'm going to try and read them out as many as I can. Shout out to Will. Hope you're well, mate. And AT says, we finished 17th. Potter can't be the manager next year. How can it be last season? And I say this to everyone right now. How can it be last season that it was one of the worst seasons, apparently, and we finished fucking ninth? This season has been one of the worst seasons I've witnessed since Avran Grant. I'm trying to get comfortable in this chair is a bit of a nightmare, but we move, ladies and gentlemen. But as I was saying, this season's been a nightmare, a complete utter nightmare from start to finish. And I'm going to say this. I didn't really get it out yesterday, so I'm going to get it out on this late night video. And I want to know if you agree or disagree with what I'm about to say. All right. I said last year, you can get rid of Moyes, but remember who runs the club at West Ham. Remember who runs the show. Now, I'm not naive. I've had to deal with Sullivan for many, many years. And I've got this sort of hatred for Sullivan for the way he's carried on over the last few years. Right. Now, there's getting rid of Moyes is one thing, but you've got to have an upgrade come in and be better than the previous manager. And it all stems back to that appointment of Julian Lopetegui. This is where it's gone wrong with West Ham. And this is where people use any cock and ball excuse currently right now to blame it on something else rather than standing back, taking a second, looking all around and going, right, where did this all begin? It began last summer, when people believed that they was going to go and get a top-end manager and we get Julian Lopetegui. It was the wrong appointment from the get-go. The fans knew it. And the only one who didn't believe it is Sullivan. Yeah, brings him in, has no idea. Now he's brought in a manager or head coach that needs a major, major rebuild to sort of get his best football from him. This is, and as I said yesterday, it's a recipe for fucking disaster. It really is. And I don't like being negative. I don't sit on this channel being fucking negative. But one thing with me is I won't bullshit the fan base. I will not do it. I will stand on mass and I will say it how it is. And people go, well, all you do is slag the players off. If they're shit, they're going to get slagged. As simple as that. Do you know what I mean? Because you can never slag this fan base off. This fan base goes up and down the land, right? And I felt so sorry for them fans yesterday. I really, really did. I felt so gutted to see all them there and devastated. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like we was on the verge of winning the game. We haven't won a game in 6, and then we just go and give it all away. And it's just, people have got to understand that this starts at the top. And this is always going to be like a revolving door. It's always going to be the same shit over and over again. And for me personally, I am worried, and I'm not even afraid to admit it on stream. And I've said it on videos and things. I am fucking terrified next year. I really am, and I've never been more scared of a transfer window than this one. Because when I look at Potter currently right now, I feel like he's a man on the edge. He's only been here 4 months, and his presser yesterday, where he was basically getting a load of stick, right? And even the own fan base are saying like the Germans right, we're fucking shite, or like whatever it was. And he's sitting there and he's just like a man who hasn't got a fucking clue. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Get to a few of your comments, James. All respect, but the players are responsible for this problem. I don't know, mate. Because my argument to that is that's a good comment from Lawrence. And I like Lawrence. Is why is Potter not making any of these players better? Because they're not bad players. Lucas Paqueta doesn't get headhunted by Manchester City because he's a shit player. Is Mo a bad player, or has he been playing in a position all season where he's been out of position on the left-hand side? That's the questions that need to be asked, right? And I'm going to be honest, since Potter's been in, who's he improved? And it seems like people go, well, wait till he gets his players. That's not good enough. Because what happens if he don't get his players? Do you know what I'm saying? Then we've got a major fucking problem. So, big up, James. Thanks for coming on earlier. Well, 10 minutes ago. Yeah, it's a while ago, mate. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Let's go to this one. Potter in the press conference forced outrage to look like guys in just mad as you. Mirror questions, direct interview. So, yeah, I know, mate. I know what you're saying. Bubble the bear. Shout out to Bubble. James, mate, it's the early hours of Monday. We all know you don't want to talk about this shit show. Go to bed, Bubbles. It needs to be said, mate. There's a lot of people out there that I'm seeing at the minute who are trying to say that people like myself who are calling this out and saying this is not right, we're negative to the fan base. I did it the other day. Someone calling me out. And my answer to that is they can all fuck off quite openly. I've supported this club for the last 32, 33 years since I was a young kid. I've witnessed relegations. I've witnessed shit. Yeah, and I just know when something's not right. And listen, do I want to be on this streaming a video every week saying Potter out, get the fucking banners out? No, I'm not on that vibe. I've never have been. But I can't sit there and just bury my head in the sand and say everything's all cushy, because it ain't. It simply isn't cushy. This is a bit of a problem at the minute. It really is. Let's get to ADs. Have a look. James, who would you bring in as the next season as a manager if you had a choice? I honestly don't know, mate. It all goes back. It all goes back to last summer, when you're getting rid of David Moyes, and yet again the owner fucks about, because he did. He fucked about with this fan base last year, saying is he staying, is he going, is he signing the contract? To go out and get Julian Lopetegui, he completely pissed in all of our faces. He really did, and this is where it has begun. Do you know what I mean? I see people saying about Moyes caused this. Moyes left last year. There was 144 million spend, and we've ended up worse. How does that make any sense? 144 million we spent, and we're worse than last year. That's embarrassing. It really is. Um, let's have a look. Talk about the boxing, mate. Much better. I must admit the boxing was good last night. It was a fascinating fight. I thought the walkouts were fucking beautiful, mate. Absolute brilliant. And I've watched them back a few times. I thought Conor Ben's walkout was epic with the old Dangerous song, and then obviously Eubank coming out to his old man song and all. Like the video, Pips. It's 12:15, and James is putting good content out for us to watch. So hit it, Pips. Yeah, well, I'm here all week. Let's get to this comment. My fear is it's going to get worse before it gets better. The only thing worse is 18th night. Do you know what? That's comment of the night. That's what he's just said there is exactly how I feel. In fear. I fear that we're going to have to go backwards quick to go forwards, but we can't go backwards any further unless that's through the trap door. That's a problem, and that's a worry. Do you know what I mean? I could be completely wrong. I really could. But I wasn't wrong last year when I knew Sullivan was going to fuck about, and he did, and it was just a mess. It's just a mess. It's a mess now. Like how can we he come in Potter when we was 14th in the league, yeah, and we was 5 points off of Europe. Actually 5 points off Europe. How can he come in and we drop like a stone in water, and we've gone from 14th to 17th? And there was a comment in the comment section yesterday on the afterfall, and it was basically saying, well, look at Wolves. Wolves have hired a new manager. He's gone in, he's got them going straight away. I think they're unbeaten in 6. Like, I think Will's just said it there. Shout out to Will. Wolves manager has the same players and won 6 on the bounce. And people go, oh, but he needs these players. Like the Nicholas Forkrug thing. I'm going to get to that shortly, yeah? I'm going to try and get through all your comments, as many as I can, right? But the Nicholas Forkrug thing yesterday was a blatant fucking ego trip from Potter to say you will not talk about the team or disrespect the team. You're going to sit on the bench. But then what gives me the fucking ump is he does that when it all goes tits up. He relies on him to get us out of shit. It's as simple as that. He goes, oh shit, I need to recover this now. It's not good, mate. It's not good. Shout out to Alan Dunn. I hope you're well, mate, over in Australia, I think it is. Totally agree, James. Until Sullivan, his cronies leave, will always be a struggle. Trouble is, he always way too much money, and no one will be interested. We're stuck in a miserable little git. Yeah, I know, mate. I know, it's sad. Why did we... when did we last win a game? Generally, can't remember. Leicester, mate. Leicester City at home. We had the 2 games where we beat Arsenal, and then we beat Leicester on the Thursday night. And then we haven't won a game since. We've drew 3 and lost 4. Make it what you make of it, mate. Let's get down to a minute. Shout out to Lawrence. I want to get to this quickly. What a man. $9.99. James, I respect your opinion, but the players need to be accountable. Owner, manager is not on the pitch. We are poor on the pitch. I agree, mate, to a point. But I do think this manager needs to be doing better than what he is. And that is definitely 1000% not a 17th place team on the pitch. And that goes back to the manager. The manager has to get the best out of some of these players. Yeah, I mean, and I just don't see who. I'll put it to the chat right now. Who's he got the best out of? There's not many. There's not many. And I'm trying to look at positives, but I'm running out of them because there isn't any. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get back up here to my guy Kane, mate. He come on a space with us last night. It was a good space on Twitter. Very violent. I can advise a way back. Oh, it's last summer with or without noise, but since that window, I can't really see any more. Yeah. I agree, James. I'm not feeling it with Potter. Do you know what? I want Potter to do well, mate. And I said it on Tony's channel here. I'm trying to chat this channel out. Go and subscribe to that channel there. Hammers Football TV. Just done a show earlier on tonight. I was on there and I was talking with Tony and a few other football fans about it. So go and subscribe to that man's channel. Get him to 1,000. He's a good man. He deserves all the support he can get. I'll get back to this. I want him to do well, Potter, but I'm not going to lie to myself. I can't. I can't sit there and lie to you like myself and go, "Yeah, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine." When I deep down, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling because then I'm being not honest, and that's not how I am. I want to be straight down the line, mate. I really do. Um, the circus has returned. In the space of a year, right? We've gone from being ninth in the league, and people say it's one of the worst seasons that they've had. And I do think last year with the Moyes thing, people did go a bit over the top with that. Yeah, over the top in the way we was playing. Yes, we got hammered. Um, and it happened on a few or many occasions. But we finished ninth in the league, right? But this is the drop from ninth to 17th, because that's where we're landing this year. Because I just can't see us winning another game this season. I really can't. Um, it's quite shocking. It really is, and it's a major worry. Um, I look at us currently right now. We're dropping like a stone, and we're asking Potter to go out, sign a load of players. And my fear is in the summer, right, is basically you give Potter the tools to go and do the job, right? He goes and signs a load of players, etc. Right? If he signs 9, 10 players, you're bringing basically half a squad in, as good as, right? They've all got to hit the ground running. But we can't have a window like we had last summer, this summer. Absolutely not. We go down that road, um, then we're going to be fighting uphill big time. We need someone said to me last night, what do you reckon we need, James? And I said, we need a whole spine of our team. We need a new goalkeeper because Ariola's not good enough. Shout out to West Ham Online, yeah, West Ham Live 5, because he turned around and said this today on Twitter, and I make him right. 75 million for Tadibo and Kilman. That is bad. That's bad. 75 mil for them two. And I know I could go out and find a lot of talent for 75 mil. We need a whole new midfield, and we need to trust the midfield, and we need a centre forward up front. And we all know that centre forwards cost the most money because that's the bread and butter. You need to score goals. So is what it is. Let's see what Daniel's got to say. He's a Spurs fan. Big up Tottenham fan here. I've been calling out my club for time. I've always been classed as a negative, but now more fans are waking up. I understand you get fans who live in denial. Big up. Well, we've got you next week, mate. It's going to be, well, it's always a heated affair with Spurs. If we get done at home against Spurs, and Spurs haven't been great, they got hammered today against Liverpool. Fucking God help Potter, mate. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. I can see it really turning pretty quick. Do you reckon it has anything to do with Potter being English manager personally? If he was a foreign, like Lopetegui, for example, he would have been handed out. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't know. People are trying to give him. I don't know what people are trying to do. Like, what I would like people to sort of see is you can blame the players for a lot, but there's been a few games this year, especially recently, where we've blown leads, and Potter's gone from being ultra positive to incredibly negative straight away. I remember the game at Everton. We score a goal. He was about to bring on Ferguson, and the goal goes in. Then he brings him on when we go 1-0 with like 3 minutes to go. The Ferguson transfer hasn't worked out at all. Been a waste of time. Um, Bournemouth the other week, 3 weeks ago, we're playing Bournemouth. We're 1-0 down. We played well in the second half because the fan base in the ground start going mad. And then we go 2-1 up and then we give it away. Southampton the other week, we give it away. Liverpool, we played well in the second half, but first half we was all. I thought we wasn't all that in the first half against Liverpool. And so, what shout out to Kane? What Kane said to me on the space last night, I make him right. The moment we go 1-0 with Liverpool, they up the gears and they go straight through us again and they score pretty with ease, really. And then obviously you play Southampton last week. We're at home. I expect West Ham to go through Southampton. We can't do that. Right, we end up drawing the game in the 93rd minute. And then yesterday was like the cherry on top of the cake for me. It was enough to say, you know what the fuck is actually going on? I thought yesterday was embarrassing, disgusting. How we can go and give away a lead in a space of 180 seconds. In a space of 3 minutes, we've gone from 2-1 up to 3-2 down. That's mad. That's mad. It really is. Let's get to a few more. You in the dog? Are you in the doghouse? I'll tell, man. I'm always in the fucking doghouse, mate. When you got a missus like mine, yeah. Less said the better. But yeah, I'm on the sofa. Anywho, you know what I'm saying? Hi, I'm a Villa fan. Well, good for you, son. Do you know what I mean? It must be great being good. Didn't play well yesterday, though, did you? Fucking hammered by Palace. Let's have a look. Most clubs are moving back to counter-attacking football anyway. Are we really building a brand new team for us to be picked off every week? It's valid. It's valid, mate. Honestly, I've always said this. West Ham are very good in a counter-attacking unit. Be good defensively and hit teams hard and fast on the counter. For some crazy reason, we don't do it. We're trying to play this possession-based style. So yeah, shout out to Alan Dunn. 7 Aussie dollars and 99 cents. Thank you very much, Alan. Hope you're well, mate. Let's get to this comment from the Spurs fan. As a neutral fan, looking at Potter, it's been a disaster for years. I've barely seen any new manager bounce. Nor have we, if I'm honest. Like, I'll ask it. Listen, I'll put this to the chat right now, to the West Ham fans who are in the chat right now. Tell me the manager bounce that it was. Because if you're telling me that the 20-minute spell in the second half against Villa in the FA Cup is the manager bounce, then we're asking for trouble, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what, I think against Arsenal, for some reason, West Ham turned up in that game. Yeah, I don't know why it was, right? Whether it's because of Declan Rice or Arsenal or whatever. But against Arsenal, I just noticed from minute one, West Ham was on it. Yeah, they was being bastards in the game, slowing the game down, frustrating Arsenal, scored a good goal. And ever since that game, I was expecting West Ham to kick on and go, right, this is it now. He's got a good win against a decent side. He goes and beats Leicester. And then after that, we've just faded away. Like, the loss against Newcastle 5 days before their cup final and not even laying a glove on them was embarrassing, right? Then we drew a few games. Listen, I can accept losing to Liverpool, right? But I can't accept that yesterday. And then what it is, people say about the mentality of this club. And they say, well, the mentality is all wrong, but it doesn't matter because it's a dead season. You can't have it both ways, right? The mentality should be you want to win every game, you don't want to lose. Fuck knows what our mentality is going to be come Sunday at 4 o'clock against Spurs. Because if we lose that game at home against a Spurs side that isn't very good at the minute, not good, mate. Long time no see. XB Triangle, hope you're well, mate. Bring me summer. Yeah. The manager bounce don't work at West Ham. Yeah. Kep Moyes would have been Forest this season. Oh, I don't know about that one, mate. I think it was. I don't know if I'm being honest on that one. Yeah, I'll be honest. I honestly thought Potter would be a really good for you, but he shocked me how bad he has been. Yeah, he hasn't been great. He hasn't been great at all. Um, what did everyone else think of yesterday? Obviously, it'd be interesting to sort of get your comments in. Let me know what you thought of yesterday because I'm very mixed on it. I watched it back. Didn't I watch it back late last night? Watched the Conor Ben fight, and I thought I'm gonna go and watch it back a little bit and see the highlights and things like that. I thought first half it was pretty. I thought we was in the game, but we weren't really doing a lot. Do you know what I mean? I know we hit the crossbar, but weren't doing much. And they scored a really good goal in the first half. I'm going to be straight. The second half, we come out all guns blazing, and we looked a completely different side in the second half. And when we went 2-1 up, I was like, maybe it's starting to click a little bit. Yeah. But from going from 2-1 up and then to give it away, that reminded me of West Ham. Oh, fucking hell. Years and years ago, being that side where we'd be in the game and then we'd just give it away. That was a concern, if I'm being honest. We got two lucky goals and bad defending, literally. I don't know if they're lucky goals, mate. They're very good goals. But are they preventable? They should have been stopped. Um, our press is terrible. That's the issue. Oldest and slowest squad in the league. Yeah. Let's get to Sniffer. After Brighton equalised, you don't lose that game. Simple as that. Yeah. Yeah. We do. Fuck hell. It's hilarious that we beat Arsenal away. It is when I look back at it now, Kane. It is when I look back at it and that game, and I remember that game, right? Because I was so pumped for that game because obviously the Arsenal fans thought I was going to win the league and go for us 3-0 and all that. When I look back at it now, how the fuck we won that game? I don't know. To this day, I don't know. I've got no idea how we won that game, but we did somehow. What we got here? Have a look. Suman needs to come back as soon as possible. Oh, I don't know about that, mate. Can't have him on the pitch. Let's go to this one. Should have started Krug. Shouldn't have taken Emerson off for Sufal. Aaron Wan-Bissaka over there. Cudis and Aaron Wan-Bissaka were giving good performances in the first. Press was bad. Right. I want to get to a few things on this comment. First thing, I do not understand why, one, you take Emerson off, and two, you bring Vladimir Sufal and you put him on the left. I don't get that one. And if someone can explain that to me, yeah, not only you bring him on the left, you're putting him up against a pacey player who's just come on, and we all know Vlad can't handle pace. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't understand that one. Someone said it on the afterthought. I think it was Danny. Shout out to Danny in America. He turned around and said, "Is he making subs for the sake of making subs?" That's a possibility. I thought, was there any real reason to take Emerson off? I don't think so. What we got? Let's get to Kane in a minute. Was a lot better yesterday. I do think Brighton played nothing football though. I don't know how they're fighting for Europe. No idea, mate. Let's get to David. I'm as sick as a dog. Fed up. Yeah. Yeah, you and me both, mate. Let's get to this one. Thought first half was the best in possession I've seen all season. Yeah, I'd probably go with you on that. But it's not really saying much when we're not really doing a lot with it, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, we don't close down your man and let off shots, and they're not playing him. especially the second goal. Fucking hell, you've just conceded. You've just conceded, so it's 2-2. You got the defensive midfielder, and he lets fly with a shot. Yeah, I still can't get over that, mate. I really can't. I'm. Oh, you don't. You shouldn't. It would have been of. It would have been. It would have been gold. It would have been TV gold if you'd have seen me yesterday when I watched that. And my iPad didn't go up the wall from being in that position. Fuck knows. No idea. Because I literally, well, I've never felt so angry all my life. Not wearing that full crew couldn't start only because of what he said the week before. He didn't start. Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying. Let's get to David. Where's our win? Where's the next win coming from? We ain't winning, mate. We ain't winning. Let's have a look. Darren Potter, shout out to you, mate. Evening, mate. 2 games in a row. Potter's cost us now, mate. What did you think of his press conference? I thought the press conference. Do you know what? That press conference was weird. It was weird. I'll tell you the reason why. It felt like the man was on the verge of the sack, if that makes sense. And basically, he was under severe pressure. Now, I would love to know when he come in and he was 14th, what the standards he was trying to set from then to the end of the season. Honestly, there's no way Sullivan sat there and gone, I want you to just completely not win a fucking game. I know that was so he looked like a man on the edge, Potter. Simply on the edge. And I don't understand why. There's been so many games this year where he's give it away. Everton winds me up to this day, where he just give it away. Southampton, Bournemouth, yesterday against Brighton. Imagine in this situation. I'm going to sort of go into the future a little bit. Imagine next Sunday, it's coming up to 3:45 in the afternoon, and we're 2-1 up, and we do that against Spurs. Fucking hell, mate. He won't get out of Stratford, mate. Absolutely not. Take away all of Potter's points, and we still wouldn't have been in the bottom 3. Lopetegui might actually have saved their season. Someone said that to me the other day. You know, Potter's press conference was telling thing. Yeah, I can agree. We're not getting anyone better right now. Whether the Storm, no one will work for Sullivan. Yeah, I think that's where my fear is, though, mate. Because I know he ain't going nowhere. Like people are saying about getting him out. He's making me not back him to a point because I can't trust this geezer. Simply can't trust him. But he ain't going nowhere. Sullivan's going to wait until this all falls apart. Remember, Sullivan never rated him. Remember that. He's not Sullivan. He's not Sullivan appointment. This has come from Brady. So Sullivan's going to sit there and he's going to wait until it all goes to put, really. My argument with Potter right now is he should be doing better with the players that are there, and these players, whether they're good, bad, or ugly, they're not 17th in the league bad. I just can't get on board with that. 17th in the league, we are the worst. We're going to be the worst side in the Premier League next year. That to me is unacceptable. And when me, Lucas, and Mitch were going at it yesterday, I watched that video back a few times. Fuck me, did me and Lucas and Mitch sort of nearly want to kill each other? It was pretty mad, but I can't agree with them. I simply can't. I can't sit there and agree and say he hasn't got his players and keep making fucking excuses, because I look at us right now and I look at the teams that were below us, Everton, Wolves, and they've got new managers in. They've shot up the league and they've gone that way and we've gone that way. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a worry. It really is. Let's get to this comment from Iron's Analysis. We always like to hear what Iron's Analysis has to say. Evening, Jimbo. Did you see Potter's presser? Do you feel a bit sorry for him, like I do. Doesn't matter how much he's getting paid, he's human like the rest of us. I want to know what I've got to feel sorry for him for, if I'm being honest. When Nicholas Fourcrew comes out the other week and tells the world exactly what the problem is, why ain't Potter coming out and addressing that and sorting that problem out? We've all known that we've got a problem with a bit of mentality. Yeah. Nicholas Fourcrew comes out and everyone's loving it because he's saying exactly what a lot of the fan base have been saying for a long time, including myself. When Potter comes out on the Friday, does the presser on the Friday and tries to sort of not shame Nicholas Fourcrew, but to sort of downplay it like he doesn't know. How can Nicholas Fourcrew see what's going on when he's on the pitch? You can get a different perspective from the sideline. And as I said yesterday on the afterthought, 65,000 ain't wrong. Millions of people around the world ain't fucking wrong. But the only one who thinks it's wrong is Potter. I just hope we haven't got another stubborn bastard in charge, mate, if I'm being honest. That's the only thing I'm going to say. I think with Lopetegui, it was self-destruction because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. I think with Potter, let's hope he's not naive because he won't last long at West Ham. I'm going to be brutal when I say this. If he starts slow next year and he doesn't get this right, he'll be gone by November. Mark my words on that. He'll be gone because it just feels like to me, Nicholas Fourcrew had to start yesterday. This thing also, right, which is this is another thing that sort of loses me with Potter. I don't want to go in a rant on nothing because it's fucking 10 to 1 in the morning. But this is another. Let's get that off a minute. Yeah, that's it. Another thing. Why does he keep persisting with Cudis and Bowen as a two-man strike force? Like, I don't get that. Like at all. It doesn't work. Yeah, and I've always said that Bowen's not bad in the free. If you're going like 4-3-3, and you've got two wingers, and you've got Bowen going through the middle. I don't think that's bad, but I think that's a sort of thing you can do as cover if you're short on personnel, right? You can sort of go down that path. Yeah, have two inside forwards, Bowen go through the middle. It can work from game to game. But when you're sitting there and you've got Nicholas Fourcrew on the bench, and you've got a defensive midfielder for Brighton playing at centre half, surely that must tell you something. Like, and I'm not getting paid thousands of pounds, and nor we use people in the chat, but we can all see that you put him in. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just ironic, yeah, that he comes on at half time. We look a completely different side. We're a lot better. We're a lot more structured. Lucas was coming out with something yesterday which was driving me fucking mad. I'm going to be honest. When he said, "Well, what do you do if you plan from the start? Who'd you bring off? Like, who'd you bring on for him?" Well, I'm not being funny or nothing. I want my centre forward starting. I don't want my centre forward sitting on the bench having a fag on and just sitting there chilling. Like, it just feels like I don't know what we're trying to be at the minute, and I don't understand where people are defending that. I really don't. I really don't. Let's get to Darren Potter. I don't understand all the Souček hate, mate. He's always plays for the shirt. I think Bowen being captain has put him under pressure. And Potter in the press reminded me of Lopetegui. The Souček thing baffles me, mate. He's not the best player on the planet, but he'll do for me for now. Simple as that. I can't. What can we do? Do you know what I mean? He's better than all of our midfielders. All of them. He scores goals, and is what it is. So Lewis, hope you're well, mate. I ain't spoke to you for time. I think you're out in Cambridge way. No, not Cambridge, Huntington or Chippenham, ran that way. Hope you're doing well, mate. Right, let's try and get through these. The club's rotten from top down. Nothing but the regime change. See it last year, mate. I did warn people, sadly. Potter is blameless. Outrageous. I'm sorry. He's got an outrageous script. Copy and paste. Yeah. What else? Yeah. But it is a silly player though. They are selling for 80 million. Well, I can have him. Call me crazy, but I think this was a result Potter needed. We deserved a win. He coached a win, and the midfield let him down. I reckon he had a go at the players finally, and we'll play well. And we'll play and win next week. Oh, I don't know about that, mate. I really don't. I hope you're right, but I've not seen fuck all from Potter at the minute. I really haven't. Like, there's so many sort of what's the words I'm looking for? So many gimmicks that I'm seeing about he's shored up the defence and all this shit. But has he? Or has he just made us a bit more structured? Because the goals are still going in. 3 of them went in yesterday. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get to knife, mate. I ain't seen knife about for ages. Hope we will knife. You know what I mean? Don't knife the knife. Evening, morning from Oz. What's the answer? Defence or an overhaul? I just think there's so much we've got to do, mate. So much to do, and I don't think one window is going to cover it. The window's either going to go unreal, and we're going to be surprised, and we're going to be bouncing off the walls with some of the players, or it's going to be one of them windows where we're going to go, fuck me, this season's going to be an hard one. So brace yourself. That's what I'm going to say. One thing Potter needs to sort out next season is his tinkering and the no press. He did the same thing at Brighton and Chelsea. Completely agree. Completely agree. There's a few things I don't understand with Potter in a minute. Funny enough, you bringing that up. First thing, the Thomas Souček thing. He scores a goal against Everton, then takes him out for a few games. He has a shittest game against Bournemouth. I remember that. He come off on the hour mark, and obviously Forku scored, and then we started to turn it around. That's him. He comes on he plays yesterday. I thought he was all right yesterday, Thomas Souček, yeah. Don't get the hate on it. I agree with Darren in the chat. I don't understand that one because there's worse players, and somehow he gets all the shit. So that's him. Emerson's another one. I thought Emerson played well at Everton. Yeah, he's been in and out. I know Scholes has come in. I don't know what he's trying to do with Scholes to a point. I don't know. Is he lining him up to be first choice next year, or is he going to be a second choice player next year? And the constant rotation, like of this midfield that he's trying to do, and obviously the front two. Like when you say the front two of West Ham is Cudis and Bowen, I just don't get it. And I'm going to say this, right? I've been saying it for a long time. I fucking hate 5 at the back or 3 at the back. I'm a flat 4-3-3 merchant, mate. Me. I want to see West Ham play with 2 technical, technically gifted midfielders, 1 DM in the middle of the 2 in the midfield, and then 2 inside forwards and a centre forward. It ain't really that hard, if I'm being honest. When West Ham are doing that, and I remember Moyes last season at the start of the season when we went to places and we was winning and we had Cudis, Bowen, Paqueta as that front 3. It's one of the best front 3s in the Premier League up until Christmas. At the time, they were buzzing, all 3 of them. Yeah, Mo, Bowen, Paqueta, and I can't sit here and say they're all turned shit. Like, I can't. I don't think Mo's a shit player, but he's playing shit at the minute. So why is he playing shit? That's the way you need to get to the nitty gritty of it. Do you know what I'm saying? All I will say is 4 words: fear or the uncertainty. We were a shit show right now. We don't even have a direction, let alone the right one. Never felt so disconnected from the players. It's weird. I've got to be honest. I completely agree. I've got a photo down home. Anyone who watches my stuff on the regular, you always see me in like the room that I do my videos in, and there's a big photo behind me of all the boys in the conference final, and the togetherness and the love for that moment. I look at West Ham now. Half of them I don't think fucking like each other. If I'm being honest, there's no joke. It's just a fact. Bowen being captain isn't the problem. I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. I also think another thing where they're keeping him as captain because they want to keep him here. If you want me to be truthfully honest, I think I think we're a bit naive with Bowen as a fan base. I think we all assume that he's just going to stay here forever. If we don't sort ourselves out, mate, he might want to fuck off. Bowen is a leader by example, captain. If there ain't other leaders in the dressing room, it's a building issue and not a Bowen issue. If we strip them, nothing would change except maybe upsetting him. Completely agree with that comment. Bowen does lead by example. Who else leads by example from it? That's actually Kane. I'm fucking for you, mate. That's actually shit up, mate. Another comment of the night, that is there. Brilliant comment. Right? He does lead by example, and you can never question Bowen ever, really, as in commitment. Jimbo, why do you wear a cap with a legendary hairline like yours? Because West Ham drive me mental, mate. And I like to look like the chav that I am, apparently. So to speak, that people think. December 2023, mate. Yeah, that was it, mate. Bowen looked pissed off and shell shocked at final whistle. Full whistle, I was going to say, final whistle. I think they all did, mate. And I see Ariola go absolutely berserk at the end. Like he was angry, Ariola at the end, especially when that goal went in, because it was like, what the fuck is going on? And anyone who's of my age or around my age will remember West Ham of old when we used to go to places and just give it away at the end, and it's creeping back in. What concerns me, and this is my biggest concern, this is what I was trying to get at yesterday on the afterthought, was basically you look at Leicester, right? Leicester won the league, won the FA Cup. They were in a good moment, and then all of a sudden they have one shit season, and that's it. They're gone. They're out the league, right? They come back this year, shit, no good, gone. This is the only fear I got with West Ham is that if we ever go through that trap door, we might not ever come back the same, and that's where the problem is. And this is well, I look at Leicester as a prime example. They won the league, they won the FA Cup. They were one of the best sides in the league at one stage where they was competing for Europe and things like that. They actually got to the conference. Yeah, they got to the conference semi-final, I think it was, or the quarter-final the year that Roma won it. If memory serves me right, I think I'm right on that. Yeah, they was in the conference. It's a concern. It's a concern, and I don't, as I said earlier on, I don't sit here and fucking say it for a laugh. I'm saying it because I feel it. I know it, and it all goes back. It all goes back to that fucking last summer when we all expected the best, and we end up with Julian Lopetegui. Now, was Lopetegui the right guy for West Ham? Absolutely not. We all know it. How comes? I'm going to ask you this, right? 'Cause I'm going to go for another 15 minutes, and I'm going to wrap this up. But I'm going to ask everyone now who's watching this. Got 46 people. Smash a like on the video also. Goes a long way. Is how can we all know it's not right, but the one person who has the control thinks it's right? It's because he's cheap and he's free and he ain't going to cost a penny. And the main thing of all, right, with Sullivan, with anyone who comes in through the door when it comes to David Sullivan, is David Sullivan's got the full control of the person. Because David Sullivan, and I said this last year on videos on here, I said it on Spaces and all, he will never employ someone who's bigger than him because it'd be like the Ferguson effect at Manchester United years ago, right? Ferguson was bigger than the owners. Sullivan ain't going to do that, mate. Never going to do that. Imagine if you, just for argument's sake, West Ham went out and got a high-end manager, right? Someone who's like unreal, right? Let's just say Simeone, right? Just for an example, right? Simeone becomes a god at West Ham straight away, right? Because people look at him and think, fuck me, now we mean business. If Simeone doesn't get the players, the fan base look at the owner straight away. That's what it is. It's Sullivan always wants that person there who's begging, like with his fucking pot and saying, please, sir, give me a job. I knew it last year. I fucking knew it. Let's get to this. 100% agree. Thank you very much, mate. Great overview as always, mate. Generally, who would you sell? Who'd I sell? Right, I'll go for it quick. Areola. Right. You've got a goalkeeper there that's a shot stopper, but he's no good with the ball to his feet. He's got to go. You need a ball playing goalkeeper. We need a centre half who can actually defend aerially when balls are coming into the box. We need a covering left back. Wherever Emerson goes, you got to get rid of the whole midfield bar in Souček. I'll probably keep Ward-Prowse. I'll probably keep Ward-Prowse and Souček and get rid of everyone in the midfield. Alvarez, Soler, Paqueta, Andy Irving, and just revamp the whole thing. Right, revamp the whole thing. We've got to keep players at West Ham who get the club. We have to. Right, we can't keep getting rid of people that, oh, you could, like, he's shit. But listen, Souček gets it, yeah, and he will fucking bleed for this club. Right, we need to keep these players. We can't keep getting rid of these so-called players, yeah, because they don't look good on the eye. It's all bollocks, it really is. Ings out the door. Antonio's a tricky one. I'm going to be honest. What do you do with him? Personally, I'll give him a pay-as-you-play deal until he gets like to sort of prove his fitness. Anything more, I wouldn't bother. Cudis is an hard one, but if someone said to me right now, James, you're going to get 85 mil for this geezer, and he's only scored like 5 goals all season, you've got to consider it because you ain't going to get that again. Do you know what I mean? He could get injured next year and that value goes straight down. Do you know what I'm saying? So you've got to look at that. Who else is there really? There's a lot. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I just hope they're ready for the biggest summer in West Ham's history in the Premier League. Right? I can't stress enough how important this summer is. I really can't. Do you know what I'm saying? James, I don't often comment, but I always tune in. Thanks for the content, bro. No worries, mate. Listen, I'm one of yous. Listen, I'm one of yous, right? I'm not nothing fucking special. I'm a fucking average Joe geezer, like a pint, like the next man, right? And when West Ham lose, it hurts. Do you know what I'm saying? What's irritating me recently is when people turn around and say the season's dead. It doesn't bother me. Well, it fucking bothers me because I don't like to see West Ham lose. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have the ump. Do you know what I mean? And yesterday I had the ump. So, you know, let's get to a few of these comments. I feel it as well. Relegation is coming next 2 years. Hopefully that will be the end of Sullivan by then. And we can have a hard reset. Shouldn't have to be like that, mate. Let's get to this one and all. James, did you see Nick CMB today? He said Sullivan is an absolute con man when it comes to the finances of the club. Apparently, we're in the shit. If the league, this is these our accounts. I didn't see it, mate. I was too busy enjoying Southend sunshine and weather. What have I been saying on here? Anyone who's followed me for years, I've always said I'll be real to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to say everything with passion, and I'm going to say everything from the art. And I've always said Sullivan's playing the game with this club at the minute, and it proved something to me last year. It really did. It really fucking did last year because people couldn't wait to get the banners out for Moyes. Whether you like Moyes or not, it's up to you. But these banners should have been out permanently for Sullivan. Do you know what I'm saying? In a space of 15 years, since 2011, no, 14 years, I think it is. It'd be 15 years by the end of this season. Um, well, like we're no real further forward, if I'm being real. Do you know what I mean? West Ham should be up there consistently in that sort of bracket of top 10, and we should be looking at doing a Villa. Yeah, Villa are in the Champions League, getting to semi-finals of competitions, and we'll look at us, and we had our moment in the sunshine. Maybe that's it for another 25, 30 years. One thing I will say is I don't want to die and not see West Ham win something again. Yeah, listen. I see people like Peach, R.I.P. to that man, who used to do streams from Canada, and he would have loved to have seen West Ham win something, and sadly he never did. I don't want to live to his fucking 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s and not see West Ham win fuck all again, because that night in Prague, 2 years ago, which is mad, it's come up to 2 years. I fucking like that was it. That was the Mount Everest that we reached. Do you know what I mean? And we deserve better. I've always said that we deserve better, right? And for some reason, we just don't ever get better. We always get mediocre shit. Not good. Let's try and get down to the comments here. Champions of Europe 2 years ago. Now we're going to finish 17th. If you don't laugh, you cry. Do you know what? That's another comment of the night there. Do you know what I mean? If we end up 17th and he can spin it next year, and we end up being a side that can do some damage, then I hope so. I hope. Well, I could probably accept this, but at the minute, I just can't accept the way we're going down. Do you know what I'm saying? Daz, take care of yourself, mate. All the best to you. Do you think Gemi needs more minutes? Do you know what, mate? I don't know what they're going to do with him in the summer. I really have got no idea. Don't know. Personally, you loan him out somewhere. You see how he gets on. If he does well at the club, they might want to buy him. If he does okay at the club and he comes back a better player, he's an asset to us. You either keep him and you have him in and around the squad next year and you're going to use him, or you sell him or loan him. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to make a decision on this one. It's going to be interesting to see, isn't it? Have to keep Antonio. He deserves it. We lost too many characters. It is need the homegrown quota too. Agree on that. It fucking hurts. It fucking hurts, mate. He's poisoned Wilson. Yeah, I know, mate. When is it gonna sell this club? That's my fucking question. I think he's waiting, mate. He's waiting. He's waiting to get his hands on that stadium, and for some reason, he hasn't got his hands on it yet. I remember someone saying to me a few years ago that it was going to be like 2023 or 2022 or something. It never went through. He's waiting on that. There's a reason why he's waiting. I think once he gets full control of the stadium, then basically he can afford to sell it. Because at the minute, all he's doing is selling these shares for rented accommodation, isn't he? Like West Ham's got a shithole training ground and a rented home. Fucking hell, look where we come from. Shout out to Mike Theory, mate. Do you know what I mean? What a guy. I think how I feel. I got into football November 2023. We only got worse since then. I didn't even get to see us win a trophy. Probably never will. Don't ever think like that, mate. Don't ever think like that. So, you know what I mean? I've been supporting West Ham. I'm 38. I've been supporting West Ham since I was about 5. I never thought I'd see the day when we won something, and my afterthought that night was quite emotional, mate. I was crying and everything, right? Because it meant so much to me. Because obviously, when you see West Ham go down, like a lot of people have over the years, 2023 was emotional, yeah. But 2003 was one of the hardest relegations I've ever had to witness in my life. Seeing like Cole, Carrick, Canute, Defoe, Di Canio, Carrick. It was hard. It was hard to see all them decent players, Glenn Johnson, and that's why my attitude's a bit different to the boys. Yeah, maybe because I'm a bit older. I've witnessed it. I've seen it. And I've seen us go down when we've had them sort of players in and around the team. Do you know what I mean? So, it's anyone remembers 2003. God, that was a painful relegation, that was. Cheers, James. Hope we crush Spurs. End of season gifts to us fans. Yeah, mate. Anything to ease the pain, mate, and it knife. Potter took 3 years to build up Brighton, and we're already an established club, and we haven't got time. He's not at the level. I think the Brighton. I said it earlier on Tone's channel. Yeah, I think this Brighton thing. People have got to sort of look at that and also take into account that Paul Barber, who's the CEO there, and Tony Bloom are very good owners at Brighton, extremely good. And they know this money ball sort of effect that they do at Brighton, like they do at Brentford, and what they're sort of similarly doing at Bournemouth and all, where they're buying these young players, building them up, just flogging them out the door. I think that helped Potter a lot, where the recruitments were so good, so good. But is Potter prepared to deal with Sullivan? Because I'll tell you what, I don't know what it's going to be like in the summer when Potter wants a player and Sullivan refuses him. Yeah, because he ain't going to pay the wages, or he ain't going to pay the extra 2 million that he needs to do to cover the deal, or he can go and get a player somewhere else for less. That's where I'm worried. Do you know what I mean? Because then there's always going to be conflict there. There always will be. Looking forward, James, who do you think we can honestly bring in next season? Players watch other clubs and see the shit that's going through. So who will come to us with Sully and Brady? I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know. I think there's some good players in the Championship. I said it earlier on a video. I think Hayden Hackney at Middlesbrough is a very, very good player, young, upcoming player, midfielder. I like him. I've always have liked him. I think there's some good talent in the Championship. You can go in there and pull some good players out of there, but I think we need more than that. I think we need a centre forward at this club who's going to be the main man. I'd go all out to get Delap. Right, he reminds me a bit like Ashton. I think we need to go and make sure we nail that one down. It's going to be hard because there's a lot of clubs in for him. But West Ham, one thing with us currently right now, which these other clubs can't do, is he'll be an instant starter for West Ham. Yeah, Manchester United, will he be an instant starter? Does he really want to go there? Is it too big of a leap? I don't know. I'm going to say it. I keep seeing little links to Dominic Calvin-Lewin from Everton to West Ham, and I just worry about the striker front because we've got to get that one right. Jonathan David, I think he's more about the pound note than anything else. I I've always wanted David at West Ham, but if he's considering the pound note more than the club, then he's not worth it. It's just not worth it. If we go down, who are we going to lose because we don't produce youth anymore? Well, we've got loads of youth players, but they're all playing at other clubs at the minute. Can you imagine Lucas player bailing out of Carrow Road in the Championship on Tuesday night? No, mate. You'd be in the betting office. We'll hopefully see all you soon. Coming down on the 18th, disabled dad. His last time at the bowling was at 70. I'm really struggling to go out. Time to make memories. Shout out to Lewis, mate. And I think he's just become a member. And let's have a look. Yeah, he has. Shout out to Lewis becoming a member, mate. Fair play to you. Jesse's makeup is trying to get a promo. You know what I mean? From our OF. Shout out to you. Um, Mate, I support Arsenal. I live up the sit ups and pub for 18 years, mate. West Ham are a pub team, mate. Now, yeah, but do you know what, though, mate? How do you feel that we stopped you winning your title, mate? Just gonna wait and let that sink into you. How you felt when Jared Bowen scored that goal? That must pain you. So not only that, West Ham have fucked you up twice. That'd be great, mate. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the Arsenal fans out there. Uh, no, Lewis didn't realise he wasn't a member no more. The old get out of jail free card, you know what I mean? You look like an extra from Green Street, mate. Fuck, I'm a good looking motherfucker, mate. You know what I mean? But how does it feel to be second? Hold on, what's that song go? Second again, ole ole. Second again, second again, second again, ole ole. Second again, ole ole. So there you go, mate. Yeah, I mean, there's a little sing song for you on this late night. I mean, Mrs. might be upstairs having the raving hump, wanting to beat me up, but we've got an Arsenal fan giving it large, mate. So there you go. Don't ever come at the fat man. You will never win. Bish bash bosh, what a picture. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and Darren's come in with the old powerful Yoast bottle jobs. Do you know what I mean? So there you go. Second again, ole ole. So yeah, we've got OF people coming in, and we've got some Arsenal wanker coming in because he's crying about his team being shit. What more can you do on this Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know what I'm saying? Just sing to him. Do you know what I mean? Sing to him. Right, let's have a look, see what else we got here. I'll take 17th into Arsenal, never win the league. I don't give a fuck. True, true. Listen, if one thing Potter's done, is stop them from winning the league, mate. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Look, here we go. You never stopped nothing. We lost the title when Saka got injured. You lost the title when Bowen put that header straight in the back of the net, mate. When Declan Rice was playing for us and was scared. He was scared to take a corner on that far side because the West Ham fans were giving him so much stick. And then Lewis Skelly decides to literally assault Cudis. You was scared to win against us, mate. That's what you are. You're scared. Do you know what I mean? So there you go. I don't know what else he's coming out with there, but he's still scared. He's still scared. Do you know what I mean? James has cooked you. Give up, mate. You know what I mean? He can't give up, mate. You know what I mean? He's like imagine him with his missus telling his missus like, "Can he come second?" I mean, he'd be pissed off, wouldn't you, mate? No wonder he's single, this geezer, mate. He's always coming second. Never come second, son. Never come second. Always come first. You know what I mean? Enjoy the pleasures on this late night after hours show. Do you know what I mean? It must be depressing being an Arsenal fan, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I can't wait for PSG to give you a fucking good kick in. I know. I mean, no hatred here. Just fact. Just don't come second. Right, what else we got here? Let's get to Alan because he's an intelligent guy. We're going to let Yona talk a load of bollocks. The Brighton model is a no good for us because we fall in love with our players to the state that we don't want to sell them. We need to see that before we try. I completely agree with you on that, mate. I said that. Who did I say that to the other day? Funny enough, we're a very sentimental club when it comes to players, and it proves it. Proves it with Deck, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? But you know, he decided to go to a club that don't win trophies, so you know, more for him. But I do agree with Ellen on that. Shout out to Ellen. Do you know what I'm saying? What's he come out with now? Let's get to this comment. Insecure West Ham fan would sell their mum to come second in the league, you mug. Listen, I will shag your mum and make you watch, bruv. So how about that? Do you know what I mean? And you'll be coming second. You know what I mean? When you're at the fucking door and I'm power driving her through the back stick. So shut the fuck up. Do you know what I mean? Don't ever come at us, mate, because we come first in victory and you come second in defeat. So there you go. Yona, get in your fucking box. Don't come at me. Get off this fucking channel, or I will cook you and I will shag your mum and make you fucking watch, mate, when the fat man's giving it. Yona, go to bed, son. Yona, will you get out that fucking closet, you cunt? Right? I'm power driving your mother. So there you go. Don't ever come back to fat man, mate, because you will never win. Do you know what I mean? I was bullied as a child, yeah, by people that used to roast me on the regular. I am relentless now, Yona, and I will make your mum watch me as I'll give her the fat boy step. There you go, Yona. And with that regards, he looks like he's fucked off to go and see if his mum's okay. Do you know what I mean? Other mothers are available. Come North London, you prick. You catch a gunshot. Bruv, you can't even catch your mum with next man, mate. I will shag your mum with a bulletproof vest on. Do you know what I mean? And you will still miss your shot, mate. That's why you come second, son. That's why you got no bird, son. Do you know what I mean? The only cum shot you lot is over Pornhub, son. I do love these late night lives. Do you know what I mean? Because I can just cook this cunt in North London. Do you know what I mean? While he's sitting there with his phone going mental. Remember this face, because this face will be deep in your mum's gunge, mate. So there you go, Yona. Don't fuck with this fat bastard, mate. I'm watching my team 17th in the league. I am not going to tolerate your shit, and your trolling abilities are absolutely horrendous, mate. I have been brought up by trolls, and I know fucking many of them. So yes, woosah. So there you go. You know what I mean? And if anyone wants a 2-for-1 special, Yona's mum is available Friday to Sunday for £45 an hour. So there you go. Shout out to Yona's mum. Right, I am done. I am done. I've just cooked Yona's mum. Everyone else is spit roasting her currently right now. Poor bird. She's got a busy shift. I will be back tomorrow probably with Jay, and we're going to discuss it more so tomorrow. But this has been a late night after hours show. Young's come in, he's G'd me up, and we'll go from there. Do you know what I mean? But anyone looking for a 2-to-1 special with Yona's mum, shout out to Yona. Anyway, that's enough from me. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want Yona's mum, North London is the place to be. Peace.